guys, welcome to Bar Z. My name is Stan, and we've got some oven pieces here, and they just came out of break, so they've been formed. And I'm just kind of touching up the grain a little bit with a little bit of red Scotch-Brite. Let's see what it takes to get these things formed. Okay, hope you enjoyed that quick montage, but that's an awful lot of bending. And you know, I'm putting my handprints all over them here too, because as soon as you Scotch-Brite them, you take them down to the bare stainless. And I've got a stainless steel cleaner that I use, but I'm not prepared to do it yet. All I'm doing is kind of putting the grain back in anywhere that it was up against on the break. I'm using a maroon Scotch-Brite pad, and you need to make sure they stay sharp because they do lose their grit over time. And we're going to assemble Keith Rucker's oven. I thought he might be interested in seeing his oven go together. So we got all the tooling marks out. You know, we don't really care about handprints or anything yet, so we're just going to kind of clamp this to the table. I'm going to use a little chunk of rubber here so I don't leave a mark. And I'm just going to clamp it, put a vice grip right here to the table. And I'm going to use the front of the table to kind of square me up, because I know that's a pretty straight edge out there. And we're going to grab an oven shell and drop this over. And we're going to bring our other oven side plate in. And this is the time that all of our setup and braking and everything that we did pays off. You know, all that work we did to make sure all our bends were square and everything. This is where everything kind of comes together and squares up. So again, we're going to clamp the side plate down to the table and get our front hems all lined up here and here is all I'm worried about right now. So we're square there. And I didn't have a small pair or a small set of clamps with the swivel feet. I got the large ones, but not the small ones. And I've modified these. I've actually glued some 1/16 inch rubber to these swivel faces, again, so I don't damage the finish. If I'm going to be coming out here, I got to get a pop rivet in right there. So we're going to clamp that guy right there. Now these are the Milwaukee brand, and Milwaukee must have stole the keys to the patent office, because you know what, these things got the feel of real vice grips, all except for that one knob right there, that little hook eyelet thing that they've got. A real pair of vice grips, they've got a knurled knob, which after you've worked with these for years and years and years, that just doesn't feel right anymore. So Milwaukee, that's all they had. I didn't feel like driving all over town trying to find real vice grips. So there you have it. All right, so our two bottoms are clamped in, and we're ready to drill those for pop rivets. We can go ahead and square up this top. You can get that ready to go. And all we're doing out there is pretty much the same thing. We're lining up our front edge, our front hem, so it's even out here on the face. Happy? Same out here. Happy? All right, so I kind of like this setup. We've got a good strong lock. I'm pinned all out front, everything out in the front of the oven's all nice and even with each other. All the hems line up in the front face, and the back just lands where it may. And as long as we got it all square, I'm going to flip it around after we get the front, tied in here, and we'll have a look at it. And I'm enjoying these clamps, the way they grab, they don't slip and fall down and leave a drag mark across your finish, and the rubber really protects the stainless from any damage. I've tried some other ones. I went out and bought a set of these. These are made by Bessie, and Bessie's got a really good name. And they got kind of a cool ratchet. But you know what? It's limited to how tight you can grab there. And I'm going to go right here. Squeeze as hard as I can. And those things got nothing. These have got a good hold here, but that that was just a waste of money for me. I think these are kind of for the wood guys that just need a real light clamp. I was kind of hoping they'd have a better bite to them, but they don't. I'm not too crazy about them. Anyways, enough of the clamps. Let's get drilling. People are going to ask, hey Stan, why don't you just screw these ovens together? Well, you know what? I chose pop rivets because pop rivets will go through numerous hot-cold cycles without loosening themselves up. And I'm using stainless steel pop rivets so they don't corrode. And, that's it. They put airplanes together with them for a reason. I'm just going to put a little blob of anchor lube here on the table and get my little drill in there. I'm using a cobalt drill, which has been lasting pretty good on the stainless. I haven't, one drill bit will last me, I don't know, about a week and a half or so. So I think it's pretty good. Then we're going to follow it up with a couple of pop rivets there. These guys can get out of our way. And I might have to move the camera to get you in on these. Possibly. I'll find a place where I can still drill that. There we go. Alright. You might have to look at the back of my head for a second or two. Crazy about my upper alignment. I'm going to move my upper alignment there before I drill that top. Just need a little adjustment. Pop rivets are very final. After you've drilled that 1/8" hole and put in an 1/8" rivet, there is no room for movement. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's the front done. So all four, all four corners are riveted off. I can release here, I rubber out, I can release here, Get my rubber out. And now we're going to move on to the towel. We're not going to do it on a steel top bench because I have to flip the oven on its side. So let me get that part of the bench cleaned off, and we're going to move to a nice soft towel. As so. And I'll probably need to reposition the camera so you can see what I'm doing there. Okay, so I got you over on the other side of me, and we're fastened out front of the oven, but the back is nothing. See, I'm still got all this, and I need to pull this down and get this top squared up, and that's going to in turn square up my my little leg. But you see, we kind of got nowhere to clamp, so this is where this other Bessie comes in handy. We've got a big old giant wonker here, and we're just going to come. Let's see. I'm just going to land it right here, put my rubber foot right up against that, and give it a little tweak. You don't have to go too tight. Everything's feeling really good. Okay, and now we're just going to put one rivet right here, and then we've got a 3-point mount, and that the oven shell, and the oven side plate can't scissor or move around. So it's ready to drill. And that's that side. And then we just repeat for the other side. And see, we're just going to be pulling that down into there and getting this alignment right here. Okay. That phone's not going to stop today, huh? Okay, right about there feels pretty good. I like it. And that's it as far as the shell and the side plates. All we gotta do is go around and fill up the rest of the holes with rivets now. Yeah, we're gonna do one last check and see if it needs any tweaking or anything. It's pretty good. It's sitting flat on the table. So we're gonna go ahead and fill up all these holes. The trouble, the big trouble I have with these rivet guns is the mandrel clearing the spent mandrel. See, a lot of times the mandrel won't come out, then you put the next rivet in, and the next rivet won't do anything. So that's maybe I bought a jet equipment from, I think it's Taiwanese. All right, that's this side done. And we're ready to drill here. One last feel for squareness and everything. Everything feels really nice. Okay. Alright, we got a few more to do. We've got the left and right side plates riveted on. Now we're going to go upside down. The oven's completely upside down. And you see our feet, our little feeties right here. We got 4 right there, but then we need to also put the plastic feet on there. Okay, looking pretty good. Pretty happy there. Let's put the feet on it, because right now we've been moving around on the bench at the bottom of these feet. I'm just going to give this a quick Scotch-Brite on the bottom of these channels. That way I don't have to try to fight this stuff later. And then we're going to put some feet on it. And I just use I've got some little plastic feet that we're going to use. You just go right there, so that when it's on your bench top, it leaves a little air gap and doesn't scratch your bench top if you've got a really nice bench top. So anyways, we're going to drill for those. Okay, so the feet are done. And now we can, we're going to set our control. And we're going to drop our control box on and check our fit and all that. Make sure everything's going to line up the way we want it to. And then we'll double check here. We should be 2 inches from the bottom of the oven, which we are. Our backside, I want to make sure that stays square, which it is. In the front, we want 2 1/4, which I have. Okay, I'm gonna spot these 4 holes for this control. And basically, this controller is now matched to this oven. And I'm just gonna write the serial number right here. It's 22. And I'm using the serial number right off of there, and I'm going to write it right under the thermocouple. This is number 22, and this is for Keith Rucker, KR. So we've got that. Let me get those 4 holes drilled, and what I need to do is you have to square the control box up as you're building it, because this is, I mean, these things can be a big flimsy mess, and you got to make sure all these sides stay square all the way around. So let me get that drilled. Okay, that's all of that. Stick our box on there real quick, and I'm just going to run some screws in here temporarily to hold it while I do I got 2 more to do, and I got to fit the cover plate out front. If I had some Clecos, look it up on the internet. If I had some Clecos, I'd be using some 1/8 inch Clecos right now, but I do not have any. And I'm just using some cheapy screws. We're going to use some stainless ones later. But these are just to kind of hold it in place. Okay, our control box is kind of pinned in there. And what I'm going to do now is, see, now I need to adjust these 2 wings. Yeah, I got some movement there. So I need to put my square back on there and check all that. And check the faceplate, how it's going to line up. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that one. Let's check this other one. Like I say, you just kind of tweak them around until you get them nice and squared up. I don't think having the having these just because these holes have been CNC spotted, I don't think it's accurate enough to have the holes in the side of the oven punched at the same time. All right, both pieces are square. Let me double check this one, make sure it didn't move away from us. Good. Good. And then you grab a faceplate here. Make sure all that's going to line up nicely. Okay, I like it. Faceplate's going to go on real nice. And now I'm pretty confident I can spot those last two holes here and here. And get those drilled, and then that way this control box goes with this oven all the time, every time. They're serialized and it's numbered, and then after the control is assembled with all the electrics, then we can put it on for the final time with the proper screws. Okay, that's it. She goes off to insulation next. She gets insulated and coils put in it, and then before we even get a door, the door just gets in the way. So we're gonna go get these boxes insulated, and away we go. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed some assembly techniques. We'll talk to you later. Bye.